Hello crafters, and welcome back for part 2 of my little Christmas tag mini series for this weekend. This is the final part. I only made 2 parts because I wanted to see how this would go. I hope that you've been inspired from my previous video, and I have a few more tags to share with you today. So for these tags, I've focused more on some ornament sized tags, so these round ball shaped tags, and I have one more full tag to share with you. I hope that you will be inspired to go ahead and create some of these tags for yourself. And I do want to mention, if you didn't tune into my first video, that these are, for the most part, a lot of pieces are leftovers from previous cards that I've made that I'm using on these tags so that my tags can kind of match the Christmas cards that I made. And some of them are just completely, independent of any of the cards that I made and can be used with any gifts that you may be gifting. Now, if you do like my video, I'll do this ahead of time this time. Please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And also, if you feel like it, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to be notified of any videos that I do post in the future. Now, let's go ahead and get started with this video. So, just like the previous video, I used the main tag set, which is the same set from before. It's the PinkFresh Studio Classic Tag set. Along with that, I used the Simon Says Stamp Joy for You and Simon Says Stamp Ho 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 stamp sets. These are both from tag kits that were released by Simon Says Stamp last year and the year before. I'm not sure that the one from 2 years ago is still available, but the one from last year definitely is. So the first thing that I tend to do is I kind of cut this out. It was in my previous video. I cut out all of the little tags. So I'm cutting out 2 pieces. One piece is the backing and one other piece is the front. For this one, I cut out a light pink piece of cardstock for the front. And I cut out that little piece from the classic tag set to just create a little bit of a window. So in this case, you can see I used some Sizzix Opulent Ivory Glitter cardstock to kind of show through. And now I'm attaching that back part of the tag. So this just helps me keep the back one color so I can do my writing on it, and it's completely independent of the front if I wanted to make it different or anything like that. It just makes it a little bit easier, especially when I'm making a window through the tag like this. If you wanted, you could just create the window and then you don't actually have to glue the 2 pieces together. You could just string them together with the string at the top, and that's completely fine as well. So in putting these together, I've used some Concord and 9th mistletoe at the top there in 2 different colors of cardstock. And I'm using this sentiment from the PinkFresh Studio Holiday Sentiments Plate and Die. I've mentioned before, I just cut all of these sentiments out ahead of time, and then I use them as I please on my cards and my tags, and it just makes the whole creative process just a bit easier when you're not really into stamping out or creating a new sentiment. So I've put all of this together and embellished it with some AB Crystal Lolly Bead gems along with the PinkFresh Studio Ballet Slipper gems. Now for the next card, I'm going to make another shaker card. So I did make one in my previous video. Now I did learn. So from the last one, I only added 1 layer of foam tape. And I noticed that the little seed beads that I added, they moved around freely, but the gems that I added didn't move around so much. So this time, I'm adding 2 layers of foam tape for this little window. And you can see that I do have to cut a pretty thin piece of foam for the left and the right sides of this shaker card, or sorry, the shaker tag. If you do have maybe like a small square die, that would work also, and you can just layer them up instead of using the foam tape. And as you can see, I didn't use my foam to make a perfect rectangle. So like the main thing that you want to make sure is that all of those pieces of foam come together and that they're sealed to create a sealed square or rectangle or opening so that none of those little pieces you put in there come out. So I'm adding the seed, actually I didn't add seed beads in this one, I just added those gems. And I mentioned in my previous video that those gems are actually from my jewel picker. And from other things that I get, like my cell phone case, I get my cell phone case and it comes with like a lanyard that has all these little gems in it. So I actually cut the lanyard open and kept all those little gems. Look at that. They're like the perfect little embellishment, and they move so freely in the shaker this time because I did the double foam. So don't forget that. Always kind of double up your foam. It just gives your embellishments more room to move around. Now I have all of these little curvy leaves from the PinkFresh Curvy Leaves die set. Now, if you've seen my previous cards, you know I created a card that was this nice subtle pink with these curvy leaves, and this tag is going to match that one perfectly. So I'm going to attach those little leaves in the top right and bottom left corners of my sentiment, and attach my sentiment with some foam squares. And then I decided I have a bit of space on the bottom of that tag. I want to add another little sentiment. So I have this little Mary, oh no, sorry, I think it says something else here. This is from one of those 2 tag sets from Simon Says. And I'm going to heat emboss it in Alta New Rose Gold embossing powder. So it says, with peace and joy. Perfect. So I've heat embossed that, and I actually cut it out with one of my sentiment strip dies. And I'm just going to adhere that with some more foam tape. And then to finish it off, just like I did on the card, I'm using the Ballet Slippers jewels from PinkFresh Studio. And then I'm going to add some of these clear gems, these small tiny clear gems, which are from the dollar store again. Now for the string, I'll use some more of this gold shiny string. And now that I've got it all in there, you can see that just makes a really nice shaker die. So you don't need to buy anything new. You can use what you have and create a shaker die quite easily. A shaker tag quite easily. So for this little bauble, I'm using some Sizzix Silver Glitter cardstock, and this is what I'm going to put behind that little design that's been die cut out of the ornament there. So it just creates just a little bit of shine, a little bit of interest there at the bottom. Now I have this ephemera from a past Spellbinders Club kit. It's not available in the store anymore. And I will note that I am linking all of the products that I've used on my blog. This, I will not be able to link the exact set, but Spellbinders has a ton of card kits with all of this ephemera, especially for Christmas. I'll link something similar. I 100% guarantee you'll find something like this that you can use. And even if you don't want to buy something new, you probably have older sets, if you do buy card kits, that have stuff that you can use, which also makes tag making easier. So you can see I'm only using the stamps to stamp out the back there. And then you just add your ephemera. Sorry, I'm one of those people who doesn't know how to say this word properly. But anyways, you add it on, and it took much less time than it did the other pieces. Now, I'm also wanting to show you here that I'm using some more nail art gems. So this is a different set. It's not the lolly beads that I normally get, but they're all pretty similar. And I just wanted to show you that you could use any set. Go on Amazon, type in nail art gems. They work perfectly, especially for tags, because they come in smaller sizes. So if you notice with a lot of the embellishments that you get, I find sometimes, not always, but sometimes they're on the bigger side. And for things that are smaller like this, especially for the center of smaller flowers and things like that, you want smaller gems, and I find that nail art gems are perfect for this. Not to mention, they come in varying sizes, so you can put the big ones on if you want, and you can also put the small ones on. So anyways, enough with the nail art gems. I've gone ahead and put together another little bauble set. And this time I decided to put that little design, or that die with that little intricate design, on the left side of the ornament. Why does it always have to be on the top or the bottom? You can put it anywhere you want, right? So go ahead and experiment with that if you do have this set. And it's just going to give you so many more possibilities of different looks. And again, this ephemera is from the same Spellbinders kit that I used that I got that Christmas tree in the last bauble from. And now I'm going to add these great and handy sentiments that I have cut out from earlier. Now the last thing I have is embellishments. Now these are my favorite embellishments ever. These are from Trinity Stamps, and this is called Boiled Sugar. and it is great for cards with flowers. They look like raindrops, and I love how they show up, especially when you put them on the flower like this. Just looks like the flower was just rained on, and it makes your whole image just nice and fresh. So once I've got all those on there, this little bubble is complete as well. And you can see this turned out great. Now this one, the last two, actually took me the least amount of time because I did use the ephemera. So there's just a little bit of an option there. If you don't want to do a bunch of die cutting, use your ephemera packs. They come in handy, especially for this. So these are all the little tags that I made for today. A little more emphasis on those little ornament shaped ones. And I hope that you were able to pick up something from this video that you can use on your tag making this year. If you liked my video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And as I said, I'll link all of these products in my blog. If they're not available, I will always link something close. And I hope that you're able to get something out of this video and you're able to make something for yourself. So I hope you have a great day, and go ahead in the comments and let me know if you liked this little mini series or not. It's just a little bit of experimentation for me just to see if this is something I might want to do in the future as well. So I hope you all have a great weekend. Have fun doing all your Christmas crafty stuff, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye.